Shoo! Hey there, it's Casey with RadDad Wisdom. In today's episode, I want to discuss the afterlife. Okay, so the misconception around the afterlife is just from the human perspective, okay, in human terms. We call it an afterlife, and in linear terms, in human terms, this is certainly a life, and it could very well be considered an afterlife. But from an overall perspective, from a spiritual perspective, it's only a transition and continuation of our existence. Okay? Our physical being dies, our brain stops, but our consciousness, our spiritual essence expands. Okay? We expand back. We expand, there's no back. We expand, gaining an immediate understanding of our full existence. And initially, our consciousness then goes through that period commonly known as a life review, okay, in which we are reviewing both the interactions with other humans, other spiritual beings here on earth. But the interesting thing is we view it from their perspective. We get a sense of how our words and our actions affected other people. The thing is this review, during this review, there is no judgment. We already at that point, we have expanded our consciousness into a state of love, pure love. And with love, there is no judgment. It is an observation of how you responded, essentially. And there's then also observations of just overall themes, okay, such as, did you deal with an addiction? And then how did you respond to that? Okay. Were you fired from your job? Did you have a hard time finding work? Okay. How did you respond to that? And there is no right or wrong way. It's an observation. And from this state of pure consciousness, which is all knowing, and it's based purely in love, you don't judge that. You gain wisdom from your experiences. Okay, and all you're really evaluating there is, did you respond out of love from your heart, or did you respond in fear from the mind or the ego? Okay? Did you respond in a combination of ways? Did you initially respond with fear and then eventually respond with love? It's just an observation. And based on what you learned there, you have gained then wisdom. And from there, you get to then go on to your next experience, which is simply meaning you then focus your consciousness on another existence. We are multidimensional beings, and this is what this means. Okay, you've got to imagine an oversoul, which is consciousness, pure consciousness, and then that pure consciousness then decides to have multiple incarnations. Okay, so fractals, pieces of that consciousness, incarnate down. These are all happening at once, despite being potentially in different places. Okay, these are energetic, conscious projections, okay, into an experience. Now you've got to just imagine that oversoul as the ocean, okay? And then those incarnational experiences are all waves of the ocean that in that experience can only perceive itself as a wave, not realizing it is the ocean. It's part of the ocean. It's just a perspective now cresting, going up, riding the wave. And then when that wave finally crashes, you realize in that moment that you are the ocean. You are the full consciousness and awareness of the ocean. And then in that moment, you can choose which wave you then want to focus your consciousness on, your attention on. And then you can go through another incarnational experience, or you could even relive this incarnational experience. You are the ocean. You could ride the wave again. Okay, we're going to a place, we expand into a place beyond time. Again, these are human linear ways of thinking, which there's nothing wrong with that. We are human and we live in a linear existence. There's nothing wrong with that. But our essence and our consciousness does not. Our essence and our consciousness resides and still remains in a place beyond time. Okay? It's all on purpose, and it all has meaning. Okay? The thing is, we're just different waves that reside in that same ocean. And when we crash, we all crash into that same ocean, realizing we are that consciousness. The beautiful part of it, though, is that you still gain your individual memory of all of your various incarnations. Okay? That's still unique to you, while then at the same time realizing you are a part of everyone else. You can also remember other people's incarnations, everyone's incarnations. But you take only the wisdom. Again, human and linearly, we have an ego. We go to judgment. We go to fear. We go to worry. We go to shame. We go to all these places that literally just has no existence or place where our essence resides, where our consciousness resides. Okay? Where we make these reviews, these observations, and then the ultimate decisions of what to focus on next and what to do next. It's fun. It's eternal. It has no end. And it is so much more than what this very limited human experience is, but not to downplay the human experience. It's beautiful and it's special. Okay? Not every soul gets an opportunity to have an incarnational experience on earth. Okay? It's a challenging place to exist, genuinely. But it doesn't have to be. Okay? And it literally just takes more and more and more of us just taking a conscious and aware approach to our day-to-day lives. Stepping out of that matrix of illusion. Okay? Responding in love and not in fear. It's as simple as that. Okay? We have been conditioned to respond to just about everything throughout our day-to-day and our entire lives based on fear. Okay? And I'm here to tell you that it's completely an illusion. Okay? And I can't wait to get into some discussions about this with you. Okay? Because my only goal is to expose it in a sense of bringing awareness to it and giving you another option that's maybe a little bit more expansive than your current understanding of life and our existence and our place in it. It all has meaning and it all has purpose and it's beautiful. It can be extremely painful. I can't stress it enough. But it's not going to kill us or end us from a spiritual perspective. We only transition. We transition. And in the moment of our transition, we become all-knowing. We are instantly in a place of love. Now, if you choose not to be, it will be your choice. If you end up somewhere else upon your transition, it will be your choice. No judgment other than the own judgment of your own life and your own belief systems is going to give you that afterlife experience. But for the majority of us, we're going to have a very nice, simple, easy transition into a place of pure love, okay? I hope that made sense. And I hope that it resonates with some of you folks and again, ultimately empowers you. Okay, and just get you thinking about it. Till next time, I love you all. Peace out.